Now, say my name.
The Rolling Bad Podcast.
You're goddamn right.
Welcome to the Rolling Bad Podcast, episode number 52. Coming to you from the desolate wastelands of Albuquerque, New Mexico. We're recording on August 18th, and I am your host, Elric Edge. And with me is...
Bill Costello.
And Ryan Taylor.
Well, gentlemen, we're back from our hiatus.
Our 1 week hiatus.
Yeah, 1 week.
Our extra week hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is everybody feeling rested?
Refreshed.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, in all honesty, I didn't notice.
Oh,
Yeah.
The difference.
yeah, fair enough. So in today's episode, we're going to go over the monster announcements that have been made so far at Warhammer Fest, as well as some other stuff, new stuff.
Yeah.
Talk about none of the games we played, none of the hobby we've done.
Hey, I've done a bunch of hobby. I
Oh.
got a full slate.
Fair enough. And then in our realm of lore, we're going to tackle the realm of beasts.
Gurr.
Gurr.
Grr.
Wow.
Grr.
Yeah, feeling it. Very,
Yeah.
very much feeling it.
Hope so.
What else we got in there?
Well, I have to...
Edit this part out where you're turning stuff around and making noise. Yeah.
Making this noise, I will edit this part out and put it in the blooper reel.
Yeah.
So-
Bill.
Yeah.
Edit this part out.
Edit this part out. Gotcha. I do want to throw out a quick shout out to our newest Patreons, Luke Snell and Paolo Zanesco. Thank you both for jumping in and supporting the podcast. We really do appreciate it. Hope you guys feel like you're getting your money's worth, and we're gonna try to bring more and more stuff to the Patreons. We got a plan in place. We are gonna order some cubic shenanigans. I just threw a shout out to another podcast.
Cubic
So-
shenanigans.
Yeah, we're gonna order
I think he's
dice,
talking
remember?
about the dice. That people ask me if I've ordered, but no one's ever sent me money. Or
Well,
what
you've
they
never
want.
sent any invoice.
Yeah.
So.
No,
You gonna order those or what?
Randy, every couple of weeks, have you ordered those dice yet? Did you send me money?
Yeah, fair enough.
No, I didn't. Oh, then guess what?
Yeah.
Probably not.
We haven't
then.
even decided on the colors yet, but
Yeah.
we're gonna
We're
make
gonna
sure
get them.
there'll be some fancy.
Yeah, I think we're going with like a pink and gold with neon green pips.
Yeah, we're gonna study the color blindness of most
Yeah,
males
really.
and get that.
There's some rough dice on Chessex. For
oh my
colorblind
gosh.
people, I'm like, oh my god.
They're still better than GW's clear dice.
Oh
Yeah.
god,
Deep
those
in.
are horrid.
I can't wait to start playing with them.
Yeah,
Foreshadowing.
there's not gonna
Wait,
be
what?
any. No conversation there about
What's
what.
that? Is that a wave? Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
two
No,
waves.
It's two
Oh!
waves. Oh, I rolled it too.
I hit you on a wave,
Yeah.
not on a skull.
No,
Fair
you
enough.
hit me on the starfish. Okay. So yeah, shall we move into New Dawn?
Yeah, let's do a show.
All right. Moving on to New Dawn, where we're going to cover all the good stuff that's coming out from the flagship. And between the new releases and the announcements at Warhammer Fest in Europe, there's a ton. So the big dog that came out this weekend was, of course, Adeptus Titanicus. So it's big, and you can't find it in the stores if you didn't order it. Because it is a Forge World item, it's mail order, it's direct order only. You can have it shipped to the stores, but they're not actually carrying it on the shelves, which made me sad this morning because I went in to get my copy and there was none of the other extra stuff. But if you like playing with really big robots in really cool battles, this is definitely the game for you. And then the Kill Team, so Warhammer 40k Kill Team, they have announced the next two factions that are going to come out are Deathwatch and Drakari. I forgot the terrain that's going to come with the Deathwatch team, but the Drakari are getting the that weird Eldar foresty stuff. I forgot what they called it. Barbed.
It's like Death World.
Yeah, Death World Forest. That's it.
Yeah, the Deathwatch again, the weird plant tree things.
Oh, they're getting those too?
Yeah, so they're opening up the new Kill Zone, which is the Death World forest environment. So, which that box looks like it comes with the playmat and then what was in that initial release.
Yeah.
For the Death World stuff.
Yeah, those kill team boxes are pretty cool because they each come with a mat, and then they come with the forces, and then they come with some sort of terrain, plus all the accoutrement that you need to play that faction. So it's pretty cool.
It's a great way to get your terrain up, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're starting to play kill team. You'll be going in there. You get some models, you get some terrain, and you get the weirdly shaped playmat because it's played on a very specific.
Very, 20 by 33 or 24 by 33 or something weird.
Yeah,
it's a strange number. Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder if they didn't listen to the Tales of the Painty Men and say, we've got to get more terrain out there. We can't have them going to aquarium stores.
We don't own the aquarium stores.
We'll make our own octopus. Oh, those guys kill me. I love those too. So also in the recent releases since last we spoke, the Lord Arcanum on Toralon came out. That's a really neat looking kit. Once you get past the dog face, it's really cool.
Yeah.
They had the Black Coach out, which I had to pick that up today because Anders wouldn't let me leave if I didn't buy it. He said, no, you can't go. So I had to buy it. So
that's not how that happened.
You ruined everything.
Yeah.
So was going to talk about the Made to Order Dragon line that was out last week, but it would be kind of silly since by the time you hear this, it will be 2 weeks old and done. But there was a chance to get the Made to Order. Everybody that was on a dragon came back out again for a week. Hopefully, I mean, I'm kind of digging that series that they're doing with the Made to Order for some of the older stuff.
Yeah, and what's interesting with that is I think Games Workshop confirmed that they come out in the medium in which they were last released in.
Right.
So that means plastic bodies for those dragons, which hopefully means that we'll see maybe some older plastic kits come back for those that want them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be sweet. And then in the 40K world, up for pre-order this week is the next Chaos Space Marine faction. So Space Wolves are coming.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But
all this Traitor Legion stuff. Jeez.
I know. And the Chaos guys are like, oh, we never get nothing.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, you do.
Whole new book.
All we got is Raboot Gulliman. I mean, come on. Well, and some Blood Angels. But yeah, no, the Chaos Space Wolves, complete with the collector's edition, the dice, the pocket change, the, Space Wolf, the socks, Space Wolves, the underwear. It's all coming.
Jeez.
So,
yeah, and Tooth and Fang as well.
Yeah, Tooth and Claw.
Tooth and Claw.
Yeah.
Tooth and Fang would be a parent name. GW?
I think so.
But yeah, that comes with new stuff for Gene Stealer cults as well.
Yeah.
Some really cool looking things on there.
Oh, yeah.
So
If I
hopefully
could-
there's a Gene Stealer cult book coming soon. Or did they get one?
No, they haven't.
No, it should be coming because they announced it, so.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they didn't announce the book. They just said they were going to get new models.
Oh, I thought they
When
said
they
there was going to
announced-
be a codex.
No, when they announced the Space Wolf and Orc Codex, they said that Gene Stealers would get new models.
Oh,
Gene Stealer
okay.
Cult would get new models. They haven't said anything about a book. I would imagine that would have to also be right around the corner.
Interesting. Also up for pre-order, there's a couple of interesting things in the pre-order list this week. One of them is the Lords of Silence collection. So there's a book coming out called Lords of Silence, but there's also accompanying models. I don't know if they're limited editions or what, but it's Death Guard models, 3 Death Guard guys. And it's kind of like it goes back to that original Death Guard release where they released that one special edition of some Death Guard Space Marines that were named. So this is the same thing. It's just 3 more, and they look really cool.
Yeah, those 3 models actually came out at the release of Death Guard, but they were on limited release.
Is it the same 3?
Mm-hmm.
Then I don't need them.
But then they disappeared,
Yeah,
and now they're back.
that's cool.
Hopefully it was just production caught up, and they don't disappear again.
Yep, hopefully. Also in the book world, and this one, I didn't see a pre-order for this one, but it's available now, right now. They have a Realmgate Wars Omnibus for AOS, which is all of the Realmgate Wars books, short stories, and a whole bunch of, all the backstory that you could possibly ask for the original Realmgate era. All in one omnibus book. And I know a lot of people really like those omnibuses because you get everything wrapped up into one book and it's the price of one book.
Yeah, and you don't need to sit and try and work out which one comes first, which one comes second. Where does this fit in? Is all, as you say, wrapped up. And normally they throw in an extra short story for you as well.
Yeah, and this one has all the big books, all the main books. Does have a couple of short stories, and I guess they're put, like you said, in the correct order so that you read them in that fashion, and it makes it a lot easier for people to get into it. So I think it's a really cool deal.
Yeah, that's interesting. I have to pick that up.
Yeah, it looks like a good one. And then I guess we jump into Warhammer Fest Europe. There's just a couple of little things announced. I wouldn't say there's much.
No, not even a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
2 card games. That's all I really saw.
So let's start out with the big one, the Nurgle Blood Bowl team. Well, they did announce a Nurgle Blood Bowl team with all the trimmings. So you're going to see dice, you're going to see an issue of Spike magazine, all the stuff. So,
and for the first time in plastic, Pestigors.
Very
They
nice.
look really mutated, bloated. Elric's not going to take a gander, but the little video is really cool. It's really fun. It plays on the Blood Bowl tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Yes, which is great.
Yeah, it's always good. So, Elric, do you want to hit the big announcement that you're excited about?
The second edition of Warhammer Underworlds. Oh, wait, no. Not that one. What is it called? Something...
Night Vault.
Night Vault.
Yeah,
That's
the
one.
new edition. Yeah, we can cover it real quick. The new edition of Underworld's Shadespire is now Underworld's Night Vault.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to confuse some people.
Just a little.
Who have been calling it Shadespire for the last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give or take.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit. So.
No, actually, it's almost 2 years. Right?
Yeah, it's been around
Because
a
it got
while.
announced before LVO.
Yeah.
It was around a little bit, and then, so it's almost 2 years old. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the biggest one on here for me is Rogue Trader.
Kill
being
Team.
announced.
Rogue
Kill
Trader.
Team, yeah. Which has me ridiculously excited because Rogue Traders are one of my favorite aspects of 40K. So being able to play any kind of a Rogue Trader in any 40K capacity has me incredibly stoked.
Well, that's cool.
The models look fantastic. The video they did for it is really good. So,
And it has
the video.
a dog.
yeah, and they have a
It's
dog.
Yeah.
So that's good as well. The mutant things they got to look crazy.
They are just nuts. They
But-
look fantastic.
Yeah. Another thing that two more things that I'm really excited about is they showed more of the orc buggies.
Oh, yeah.
It just looks
which
like a Formula One car with guns strapped to it, all orcified, which
Powered
looks
by a
fantastic.
mech gun
Yeah.
Yeah.
in there to power it. I'd just like to say thank you, GW, for going to release this in Orktober.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I
great.
like Orcust.
I have faith in you
Yeah.
after the last episode. I said if they didn't make a pun of it, then I was done.
Yeah.
So at least you can stay with the hobby.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But yeah, that Speed Freaks box that's
Looks-
coming out. Hopefully there'll be a few more models for the orcs. There's some huge monstrosity in the background
yeah.
Yeah.
of that picture. Fuzzy,
Right.
almost Rules League-esque photography
Yeah.
on that guy.
yeah.
That's exciting. I think orcs need a little bit of love.
It's the new Gaskell Thraka. He's like the size of
Yeah,
the
he's a-
Primaris Dreadnought.
Yeah, he's a stompa now.
He's going to be able to rip Rowboat Gilliman in two and slap Magnus out of the sky. Because that's what orcs really do. Not their goofy slapstick.
Formula One car with guns.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. All right. No more Three Stooges nonsense. They're going to be the terrifying army that they're supposed to be.
With funny parts.
Yeah.
It's like Scooby-Doo.
They're
They solved the mystery.
You're trying to trigger Dave. Yeah. Fantastic show.
Yeah,
Probably
really well
one of the-
written. Yeah,
Probably some of the best things some of the best cinema anyways, the movies. Anyways, and then the other thing that has me really excited is and this is how much of a gimp I am, is just showing some CAD designs of the Sisters of Battle guns, which is basically just Space Marine guns with a fleur-de-lis and minimized a little bit. But I don't care. It still has me so pumped
All
for
giddy.
what this army. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Also, they talked about Space Marine Heroes coming to America.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah. But now there's one thing, and I saw this on I don't remember exactly what site it was, but evidently the Space Marine Heroes packs are going to be blind packs. You basically buy them and you don't know what you're getting. So a little of that collectible thing, maybe? I don't know.
Highly collectible heroes in blind packs.
Yeah.
So you just buy a whole box.
Yeah.
You get all of them.
Yeah, we'll have to see whether or not the whole box would give you if you're guaranteed.
If it doesn't, then the
Yeah.
last thing I want to see is Warhammer turn into a CCG.
And that's the thing is, I don't know if that sort of methodology is going to go over real well with the existing fan base. I mean, there's going to be that thing of, oh, this is really kind of cool and all, but I don't think it really hits. It's not the thing that we enjoy. We like to buy a box of things that we know what we're getting, so we know what we can convert, what we can build, what we can do. I don't mind it so much in a card game, but really when I'm buying the plastic crack.
Yeah, if you can buy the entire box and make sure you get them all, I'll be in.
Sure.
I wonder if this is how it was released in Japan, or whether it was, hey, you'll get this model.
I don't know.
I've seen pictures of the new one for the Blood Angels ones, and it looks like it has a picture on the front. So it'll be interesting to see how they do this. And it was actually the Warhammer community site that announced that.
Yeah.
So also exciting times for Cawdor fans. They're going to get weapons upgrades.
Yeah.
And a guy that's covered in candles.
Well, which looks fantastic.
Yeah.
He's
I don't know what he does in the
looking.
game, but
Probably goes around and sheds light on things.
That could be
plus
it.
one a hit.
Yeah, plus one. Hey, you never know.
Yeah.
In other news, they announced that just like the Stormcast for AOS, they're going to fire up a Warhammer 40K podcast. But also in Stormcast news, they're going to change that format a little bit.
Imagine that.
Who knew? So I guess the 20 minutes a day or, 3 times a week format wasn't really scratching their itch the way they thought it might. So it looks like they're going to go to a longer show, but once a week. 2 weeks?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Every
once
other
a
week.
Oh, every other week.
So I think that's what they're going to do is now that they're going to release this 40K version, they're going to go with 40K 1 week. AOS
right.
next
Alternate.
week,
Yep.
which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just,
It just becomes a more generic podcast at that point.
Well, hopefully they can dive a little deeper into things because, when you listen to Phil Kelly on a 20-minute podcast, you're like, yeah, how about another hour? So
Yeah.
some of the Stormcast episodes haven't been stellar. They've just been a couple of guys
Yeah, they need to be like,
cracking on about.
these other podcasts out here, which every episode is just absolute audio perfection.
That's right.
All killer, no blooper.
Filler.
Yeah,
hey.
Rather than all blooper. And
No.
welcome to the Rolling Bad.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Rolling Bad
Whoops.
Podcast. Kill Team came out. Here's the bloopers.
Jesus.
I was going to say during the introduction, it's episode 52, the episode that's not 51.
Yeah. That'd be pretty accurate.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the penultimate episode.
Yeah.
We're back for 2 more episodes.
So, was there anything else that
One
was
last
announced? Okay.
Flaming Bill.
Oh, yeah. So this is what has me excited for tomorrow. The only announcement we've gotten so far for Age of Sigmar is a picture of an endless spell, which is a massive flaming bull, which I know a lot of people are saying Legions of Asgaroth. Get out of here with that nonsense.
I
Chaos
don't think
Dwarf
so, yeah.
BS. That is all war/Bray herd goodness. Hopefully, Ryan, you've been talking in the chat a lot about there's speculation that they might combine War Herd, Bray Herd, create a new pseudo faction of Dark Oath, and add like Thunderscorn and possibly Gargants, Chaos Gargants,
Kinda
and make it
roll up
all
some of
one
these
book.
tiny
Basically, all the stuff that's not dedicated to a god
Yeah.
in Chaos.
Yeah.
I'd
That's
love
not
to see that.
Skaven. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I think you're chaotic, you're a barbarian, you're running around. You don't necessarily, you might speak to all the gods, you might not speak to any, or worship any.
Yeah.
But as soon as you just worship one, that's it. You get marked, and that's now your,
So Chaos
You're
gods
that
are
god.
like Pringles.
what?
Can't just have one.
Can't
Is that
just have
Pringles?
one.
Yeah, it's Pringles, right?
Well, Lay's, Pringles, whatever. And
Chips.
Yeah.
potato chips.
Whatever.
No, it's more like, I don't know, a brand. Yeah.
Okay,
Once
fair
you went Apple, you can never go back.
That's true.
I was going to go
It's
somewhere
in the
else,
terms of
but-
service. I'm going to read that 600 pages of EULA now.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good way to handle the chaos stuff. Is dump everything into one big tome for if you're really not associated with any god, and then if you are associated with a god, guess what? You get marked and you become something else.
Right.
So an acolyte, a blood reaver, Blight King.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean,
Slanesh, giant purple dildo. I don't know. I don't know what Slanesh would get.
What are your troops ever? Really?
yeah.
Crab claws.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Minutes.
The inability to open the
Straight out of 1989.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? But,
Right. Yeah, no, I'm totally down with that. Plus, it would start wrapping up some of these little BS pseudo faction things that are like one model or three models.
Yeah, that just don't make any sense.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, but you can ally him in. It's like, come on, just roll it into an army.
Yeah.
You know? So I know Order is like extremely bloated with that stuff, but some of these other factions, you know, like, or some of these other alliances, I think you could do away. I mean, Death did, right? Death is like wrapped it all up nice and neat. Destruction could likely do the same, and Chaos, I think, very easily could do it.
Yep.
Yeah, and Death has shown that you can write the book and say, hey, everything's in here. And then they released Night Haunt and went, well, now in addition to that, everything that's in the starter box is now Legions of Nagash as well.
Yeah.
So they've shown that they can write the rule to accommodate future releases as well, which, you know, is great.
Yeah, it's a really smart way of doing it. And like you say, there's just too many 1 and 2 model factions that make no sense whatsoever. Roll them, and we've harped on this before, so we don't need to beat that dead horse.
They can ally with Stormcast, though.
Yeah, well, you know, or you can put a wizard in.
Make sure to bring a Lord Arcanum so that your Stormcast can counter your opponent's Stormcast. Sorry. Anyways.
Bitter much?
Incantor.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They all look the same.
I was actually looking at that model today, and if you put an elf head in it, it looks very much like a Privateer Press model.
Really?
Yeah. It ran through my head earlier. You may not want to put this in, but...
No, we'll leave it.
The Retribution Skyer has one of their Warcasters in that same pose with the hand up.
Yeah.
Really?
With a big suit of armor around his head. And I'm pretty sure if you put an elf head in that, it would look very...
You're going to have to send me a picture of...
let me see if I can find him.
So that's all about we had for New Dawn. I think we covered just about everything. There's probably going to be some more drops tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hopefully more Sigmar stuff.
I'd imagine.
Yeah.
The schedule looked like it was specialist games again tomorrow morning and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Middle Earth.
Maybe some Middle Earth
Because there was
stuff.
nothing for them today.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know on the Facebook, the Great Britain Hobby League,
Hobbit League.
They somebody actually got their hands on and was able to touch and feel the new Battle for Pelennor Fields box, and he said it was amazing.
It looks beautiful. I mean,
it sure does. That's probably going to be another bank-breaking box because there's a lot of stuff in that box.
I think it'll be around about the same as Dark Imperium and stuff.
No, I think it'll be a little pricier. I think it's going to be more in the closer to 200 range because there's a lot of models, plus the new rule book, plus all the stuff you need. It's a true starter box. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
But there's like 32 orcs, and then there's a requisite, an equal number of Rohan and elves. So there's a lot of models in that.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. It's been a while since I bought Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm. Well,
maybe it's a chance to paint project. I think it's a different challenge because they're true 25 mil, and you want to make them look like the film.
Well, yeah, that's it. There's a paint scheme, and you don't have your own. You can't make up your own Gondor force. You pretty much do it the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, I know there was for a while where you could pick one of the lesser known
factions
and try and paint and sculpt up that. But I mean, maybe even just as a self-contained play through the scenarios on that, because it's very scenario driven.
Oh, very much so.
So, but hey, maybe a new elephant.
Oh yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, super cool.
So anyway, that's a wrap for New Dawn.
Now we're going to the realm of creation. We're going to talk about what we've been up to in the hobby. What have you guys been up to?
It was a nice slide.
Anytime you guys want to talk.
So Facebook reminded me that 5 years ago I painted really badly in 2 hours the Dark Elf Sorceress.
Yeah.
So I set myself the same challenge and painted the exact same model to see if I'd improved. I really don't know if I have.
Considering you didn't even finish it.
I didn't do the hair, but when I looked at the old model as well, I don't think I did much on the hair and the boots of the model.
Okay.
So I painted in the exact same paint scheme as before to try and to make it like for like. And I think the skin is definitely a little bit better. I think I put more effort in this time.
I think it's gorgeous.
On there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my hobby. And then that was my entry into the Paint Your Hero that we put up on the Facebook page last time.
Yeah, it was my stuff too for creation. I finished up for our hero challenge. I did the Spoilpox Scrivener, so I still have to base him.
So he's not done.
But I don't care. He's done. And he passes the 3-foot test, I think, but that's about it.
Can I see that bad boy?
There's that
This makes great radio.
Yeah. But also, I finished, I don't know if I talked about this last time, but I finished up the Warscryer Citadel so that we could have a little bit more terrain on the table.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see it's in behind you. It looks pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like
Appreciate
that.
That'll take up the board when we play.
Yeah. That's the nice part about that kit is it's large and imposing. It's a good centerpiece figure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like this Spoilpox Scrivener model.
Yeah, he was a lot of fun to paint. He's got a lot of little details on him.
Yeah, he does.
So he's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Thank you. So, and then the tip section, I was saved at the last moment because yesterday my latest asset drop came in.
Oh, nice.
So I have something to talk about. And this was a really good asset drop this time. Inside of it was a bunch of different paints from Mr. Paint, which is, I forgot where they're from, but they look like some pretty interesting paints. They got a deep yellow, a fire orange, and a deep red. And one of the techniques in this book this month is for painting fire and doing it realistically and using the yellow shades to highlight up the fire after it's all done to give it that really kind of glowy look and that wispy look. So
that it doesn't look like what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't go there.
No.
We should
won't
post
go
that
there.
picture.
Yeah, how about no?
I've
Then-
got it. It's fine.
Yeah, we should post. We should put that on the Facebook. But
Uh,
then the other thing they do in this asset drop is painting blonde hair. So they have a lot of stuff in there. They have Reaper Master Series paints for doing blonde shadow, blonde hair, and blonde highlight because they come in. Reaper Master paints come in these like triads. So
Okay.
there's a base, a highlight, and a shadow color. And he goes through here the technique to get good-looking blonde hair. Again, with that wispy look and that kind of highlight where the hair raises. So you get the lighting effect real easily. And then the other cool thing that was in there was War Colors just recently came out with these paint tanks, which are kind of cool. It's basically a paintbrush, but it has a tank like a fountain pen. And you fill the tank with, and it can't be paint. It has to be something like a wash or something very, very thin. And you fill up the tank. Then, of course, the bristles at the bottom get filled up with the paint. And then you can use it to put washes on, but very controlled washes. You can also use it to put on successive layers of a highlight color and really get fine scale application of it. So that was really cool. That was almost definitely worth the price of the whole box. So once again, that's asset drop. And if you want to try new techniques and try new things, it's a little pricey here in America because it's priced out in pounds and then they have to ship it. So I can't say that you always get your full dollar's worth in paints, but it's more than made up for with the techniques that are in the book and the way he shows you stuff. So I really get a kick out of him.
nice.
Yeah, it'd be really cool to see that tank thing.
Yeah. I'll get it out for you here in a second.
Yeah, because when I was painting this Dark Elf, it was a lot of mixing washes and hoping that my wet palette stayed wet.
Yeah.
To keep
Oh,
them,
yeah.
because I was jumping between colors. So it'd be cool just to have them sitting there. And, yep, okay, this one. Okay,
Yeah.
this one.
That's what you get for buying a $400,000 house with no air conditioning. Just saying. Anyways.
That one had to hurt.
I mean, when he's right, he's right. It doesn't happen very often, but yeah.
And my rebuttal is, yeah. Damn it.
Welcome, Colorado.
Yeah.
Normally there was 1 week of heat,
Yeah.
and then we had a fire.
Yeah.
A 52,000 acre fire about 5 miles away from me. And guess what? Your house gets hot when you can't open the windows.
Yep.
Yeah. Paint dries really quickly at 80 degrees.
Probably.
Just FYI.
Yeah.
So there's going to be someone in Australia that's like, oh,
That's nothing.
80 degrees. Phew, that's winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, calm down, Tucson. All right.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Settle down.
You were crazy enough to move there. Is that it for hobby?
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, that's it. For
Okay.
hobby.
That's
All
it.
right.
That's it.
So we can wrap up our 6-minute creation. Yay.
And now we're going to move on to the realm of battle, where me and Elric are going to be quiet and let Bill regale us with his tales.
Bill, you played a game?
Yeah, a few, but
What?
yeah.
He
Well,
didn't
you know.
invite us.
I
So.
know.
Well.
I'm over here like, hey, Bill, you want to get a game in? He's like, yeah, no, I'm good. All right.
I'm not at my house at the moment. Please don't come round.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Stay
Hi,
away.
you've
Just your-
reached.
Yeah.
Just your dice rolling in the background.
No, I don't play that game.
Okay, now it's your turn.
What's my save? Okay, hang on. How many do I have to make? All right, the first thing I want to do in battle is talk about the Chaos GT. So there's a GT that's going to start up in Huntsville, Alabama. I believe it's Jacob Burleson is doing it. It's October 6th and 7th out again in Huntsville, Alabama. It's called the Chaos GT. They have a Facebook page. Right now, it's a closed Facebook page. So if you are interested in going, just go ahead and do the request to join, and then you'll get all the inside info and all that stuff. But he's putting it together. We were trying to work out a deal where maybe he could come on the show and tell us a little bit about it, but maybe next show we'll do that. Couldn't quite work it out for today. He had family obligations. Looks like it's going to be fun. He's using the Nashcon terrain. So obviously there's going to be good tables out there. So it's definitely something if you're in that southeast area. Huntsville is kind of reasonably centrally located. So give it a look-see on Facebook. And as far as games played goes, I have played a bit of Age of Sigmar Champions. And this is where Elric goes, damn you.
Yeah.
Again, you didn't invite us, I feel.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have to invite you when I just tell you to go ahead and walk into my house whenever you want to. So, if you feel like you need to be invited.
I'm going to show up at your house on like a Thursday at midnight and be like, champions.
I want to play a game, dude.
Yeah.
I drove 3 hours to
For
play
this
a game.
Jeez.
Just Bill in his smoking jacket.
I distinctly remember saying a few episodes back when we were talking about Champions and it being a collectible card game and we were worried about microtransactions and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, I don't think that's going to be anything I get into. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Let them have their card game. It'll be fun for them.
How'd that work out for you?
Not real well. Because I played it a couple of times. I went down to the store, got the demo thing, and that was pretty much it. Came home, ordered the Founder's Box. It's a really great game. It is a really fun
it is pretty
game
fun
to play. And I understand you got a demo over there at the Warhammer store.
Yeah. Got to play the Destruction against a Chaos deck.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good.
Stacking
enjoyed it.
Destruction is pretty brutal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's amazing what the damage that thing can do.
I was pretty happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
I've not played a game on it yet. The art looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really nice art on the cards is all I've seen.
Yeah. It's good. Mechanically, it plays really well in that, yes, you can, and I mean, of course, people are going to game it and there's going to be power decks that come out of it, but the beauty of the game, I think, is the fact that cards expire on the table. They don't just stay out and continuously ruin someone's day. The way the card works is each corner is labeled with what it does when it's rotated to that corner, and cards rotate every turn. Now, there are some cards that prevent it. There's some cards that accelerate rotation, but basically a card has a lifespan of 1 through 4 turns. So it's not going to just sit there and ruin your whole day for the entire game, like some other games, card games that we play. So mechanically, I think it's got a little balancing factor built into it right there. So it looks like a lot of fun. And, obviously people are going to break it and there's going to be power decks and there's going to be people who are just, well, I bought 400 boosters until I got these cards and now I can beat everyone. Yeah, so don't play that guy. Move along. But it is a lot of fun. Even the wife was hey, we should go get some boosters. What do you think?
Nice.
So definitely Age of Sigmar Champions. It's a lot of fun. Look into it. You're talking about maybe a half-hour investment in time to play a game. So good in-between rounds of a GT or something like that. So definitely want to hawk that one. And the other thing for battle is I'm just getting ready for Nova. Just getting my lists ready for Nova and I have one more guy to paint and I will be ready to face the narrative challenge of Nova Open.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm seriously looking forward to getting out there, let my hair down, and just playing Sigmar over a weekend.
Should be good.
Fun. Yeah.
Make up for you missing Adepticon. Make up for you missing Adepticon.
Yeah, kind of. But that's all we had for battle, I think. We'll have more next time, because I'll be back from... Or no, will I? Nope.
It'll be right before you go to Nova.
So, anyway, that's battle.
Cool.
So now we're going to move into the fat meat, or the realm of lore. And today we are talking about the realm of Gurr, or the realm of beasts, if you will.
The amberish realm.
The realm of orange magic-ish.
Yeah.
So we kind of figured what we would do is cover sort of the lay of the land and how the place looks, and then we'll dive more into the meat of how it works in the game. There's a lot of really good description for most of the lores sprinkled through the core rule book, and there's some of it in Malign Portents, and there's some of it in the Malign Sorcery book. Not very much in the General's Handbook, but they're trying to flesh out the realms as much as they can. But you also have to look, and some of the sources that we went to for all of this stuff was not just the core rule books, but you can go through some of the different novels that were written by Black Library. Josh Reynolds dud.
Mm-hmm.
That was mean. Josh Reynolds did a really good book. The Spear of Shadows novel covered some of the realm. Call of Archeon has some of the stuff. Bear Eater, the short story that David Geimer did, had some of this stuff. Of course, the Realm Gate Wars book did some. So there's lots of places to glean information from. If you find yourself in the realm of beasts, or Gurr, you're in a landscape that is, oh boy, it's nasty. You're talking about jagged peaks, nasty, horrible precipices, huge mountains, rivers that are carving chasms out of the terrain, even as you are sitting there watching it. And even the very land itself is fighting itself almost as if it is also bestial.
Yeah, it's going to be like being at the Grand Canyon, but every so often it chomps.
Yeah, it'll eat the people that are taking the burrow tour.
Nice.
You know?
Nice.
So everything fights for domination in the realm of Gurr. Even the plains rise up and try to slap down the hills and the mountains and what have you. So it's kind of nasty. One of the little anecdotes I saw in there was there's a group of Duarden, and the trees in the realm are so massive. And they're, of course, fighting each other for sunlight, fighting for water, fighting for everything. But these trees are so massive that the Duarden are delving into them and mining the wood. And I was just like, that is so cool.
Nice. Well, because there's a bit in the Spear of Shadows where they find like a fire slayers area that's abandoned or whatever, but it's up in the trees, which is really cool.
Yep. Because they were, mining wood.
Yep.
So, and I kind of put that into my little city state that I did in the Realm of Life, which was kind of fun. But anyway, even the cities that are built in the realm are kind of like fighting to survive. Mostly you'll see them in like concentric circles with the spikes and the parapets of the city that are always sticking out so that if you try to sack the city, you're going to get poked by something. So most of the cities are built, I don't want to say most, but some of the cities are built inside the bone structure of these ancient god beasts and huge beasts that have died. So you look out and half the city skyline is like a rib cage.
Yeah, I think that's one of the defining features of the Realm of Beasts is bones, carcasses from the Age of Myth are just lying around. What I picture is just that there's nowhere in this realm where you would look and not see bones of some sort.
Yeah.
Or indications that there was some form of beast that was living there, massive thing at some point.
Yeah, they talk about like at the edge of the realms, there's like carcasses the size of mountain ranges and stuff like that, which is absolutely crazy.
Well, even on that, one of the cities, the city of what is it, Chagall, is called the Crawling City because the whole city itself is built on the back of a giant beast that roams the plains.
Yeah.
Looking for stuff to eat. And it's kind of a symbiotic relationship because the people in the city, every now and again, a chasm opens up. They jump into the beast to kill the Skaven that are inside the beast.
Yeah.
And then they get some kind of warning, I guess, and they get out and the whole cycle starts over again. So, I mean, a creature that has Skaven infestation problems. I mean, that's a parasite from hell right there.
It's a big beast.
Yeah. So the other thing about this realm is there's a sign outside the realm that says no vegetarians allowed. So, yeah, this is not a place for salads.
No, because the vegetables will bite back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
So
True. Yeah, literally everything in the realm of beasts is either prey or predator.
that's right.
Or both.
And
Or
they're
both, yeah.
the realm's biggest export and where they make their subsistence is meat and salt.
I love that it's salt.
Yeah.
It's like, we've got all this meat. How are we keeping it?
Yeah.
Keeping it fresh going through that realm gate. Salt. Lots of salt.
Yep.
Now, the salt may bite you, but it's salt. Yeah.
Yeah. So really, it's just what the Quadrant overlords are already carrying around. So they just pick up the meat. I mean, they come with enough salt.
They
It's
have
called
enough salt.
Randall Stone, but I could be wrong.
Randy Stone. Hey, would you like some Randy Stone on your tacos? Oh, this is staying in. So yeah, I mean, the realm is just everything fights you. Everything bites back. And of course, it's a natural place for, things that like to fight. One of the other cities they talk about, there's a city of Excelsis, and I believe that was in Spear of Shadows from Josh Reynolds. It's kind of like a mostly human city, but with lots of elves and Dwarden and stuff and all that stuff. And they have a huge like realm stone. And in this realm, the realm stone is amber. It's got that orange color and it's like crystallized magic. And they have a realm stone like in the middle of the city that they mine for prophecies, which I thought was kind of cool.
I also think it's in Gurr.
Excelsis? Mm-hmm. No, don't think so. You sure?
Yeah.
Look it up.
I think.
Look it up, Sparky. We'll edit that out if we have to. But if I'm right, this whole conversation stays in.
Yeah.
The power of being the editor. I've fallen victim to it many a time.
Oh, you're the victim.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's good times.
all those things that you say and you get twittered about and you're like, I don't remember.
Yeah,
Oh,
really. I really got to start listening back to this thing. Take your time, Ryan. Do 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 do.
No, you're right.
Oh, wait, what was that? I don't think that came through.
Since you're leaving this in, Billingham Costello, this one time,
This
you're
one time.
correct.
Wow.
It is.
Baby.
It is in the realm of Gurr.
All right, cool.
Which is weird because it was not named in the list of cities in the realm of Gurr
Really?
on one of the pages I was looking at. The other one is Jericho,
Yeah.
where is a city.
Wow.
And
I
there's
forgot the guy's name. The Bear Eater, Hamakar, the Bear Eater, freed that city and claimed it for the Stormcast, which we see in the Realm Gate Wars.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good for him.
He's actually going to get his own novel soon, so we might see a bit more of Gurr.
Nice.
in there.
Nice.
He's a guy, I think he's an Astral Templar, the purple
Oh,
guys, but he's like walking around with furs on him.
yeah.
He's not got any armor on one of his arms, and looks a little chaotic, but
Hey, all right.
yeah, well, I don't think
Let's
so.
not do that
I think he's
nonsense.
just feral. Those
Yeah.
guys are all about monster hunting, and that's probably where they get sent more often than not. you
Yeah.
know?
Well, that's probably the realm that they're from as well.
Yeah, because that's
So,
what generally happens. Yeah, and that's on the edge of the Sea of Bones,
Oh yeah.
where that one is.
They talk about
So-
that Sea of Bones quite a bit.
actually, that's that features heavily in the audio drama series with Manfred.
Yes.
Yeah,
As they run into something the Red, one of the Noric mega boss, Iron Jaws mega boss on the back of a Mock Crusher, and he basically just jumps out into the Sea of Bones and just fights and fights and fights.
Yeah.
So,
It's a good
Mock
scene.
Crushers. That's-
Good stuff.
what?
I just love the description in that book where
Oh, yeah.
how Mock Crushers fly. Yeah, they shouldn't fly, but the ground is too scared.
Yeah, they're so
Tell
ugly
them.
in the
They
ground.
basically
they're
beat gravity into submission
Yeah.
to let them
I think
fly
there's one
through the
point
air.
where the war boss is flying up to them. He just then drops
Yeah.
like a stone, but then keeps on going. It's like, got it. Boom. Oh, no, I'm
dang
good.
it.
I'm good.
Nice.
I was going to just go on to some of the big realm gates, the
Yeah.
known realm gates. Obviously, each one of the realms has the major realm gates that are usually fought over. And then, of course, there's all the little realm gates that we play with. But in the realm of Gurr, you have the Growling Gates, which is a network of realm gates in the Beast Fens. The central gate, it actually once linked the realm of Gurr to the realm of Hish.
I wonder who sealed that one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the elves that are living up there? Or was it the beasts? They're like, yeah, elves don't provide much food. We're not going up there. It's
They're
too
just-
bright.
It's probably elves. They're too scared.
They're just morsels,
Yeah.
appetizers.
Yeah.
Then one of the other ones they talk about a lot is the Jaws, which is an ancient realm gate that is simply the jawbone of some long-dead monstrosity thrust into the earth and split open by the axe of Gorkamorka.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's what he do.
So, yeah, gods can do that kind of thing. It was reopened by Ahazian Kel during the Realm Gate Wars. So, actually, the realm does have a free and open realm gate. Then you have the Manticore Realm Gate, which is a portal straight to Shamo. And that's located in the Roaring Plains.
Yeah.
But those are the major realm gates that are talked about. Those are the ones that I could find. Obviously, of course, there's going to be more since the realms do have to, go about to each other.
Yeah, I love that the jaws opened up in Shayesh and the Oryx are like, nah, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
So they're like, no, let's close that.
Yeah.
We've got enough bones here.
Yeah.
There's no need to go there. There's a couple of whirlways
Oh, yeah.
from the Deepkin.
Yep.
So basically they're realm gates. Most of them are held by Domhain because they live mostly in Gurr. That's where their enclave is. But there's another one held by the Natalier. I'm pronouncing that wrong, but another one. So there's
Polar.
yeah, and they've all got weird elven names. So
Yeah.
Sure.
we're gonna
Clogetta.
yeah.
Draktyr.
The Great Gry Pit,
I like the Great Gurr Pit. That one's cool.
what he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Um,
Pronunciation in this realm is crazy.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's the way to get in and out of Gurr. I don't know why you would want to go to Gurr. I mean, unless
For the cooking,
Yeah, the meats,
the
man.
meat.
yeah, they've got like a Texas Roadhouse in there.
Well,
an
the
Outback
steaks are-
kitchen.
I'll think about
Outback
it.
Steakhouse.
Get some
Just-
some meat marinated in chili and everything.
Yeah.
I'd be going to Gurr. I'd be in Gurr all the time.
Fajitas
Yeah.
for days.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bring a hot rock from Akshi and booyah.
Whew.
Some nice Crystal Springs water from Gairan and then just the meats.
That's why I would live in the All Points.
Yeah.
I know it's owned by Chaos right now, right? And it's probably not a great place to live. Archeon's constantly telling you go kill people. But
Yeah.
if Order ever get it, McDonald's and a Starbucks is opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really it shouldn't be called the All Points. It should be called the Grub Hub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just constant delivery vans going back and
Yeah.
forth.
Well,
I mean-
no, it'll actually be called the All Points, brought to you by AT&T.
There you go. Really, I think that's how we could solve all the issues in the Mortal Realms is just through like unrelenting
Franchising.
capitalism, right? And if we just find a way to like monetize, every aspect of all the realms through one major corporation, and then nobody has time to fight anymore because they're all just working like 12-hour days.
The dwarves tried that. See where that got them?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Damn it. Oh, well, it would have worked.
No, I think we could try it again.
Yeah.
I think we could try it again.
We could. Yeah, anyway. So then the peoples that live all around Gurr, and again, like GW says, and if you listen to some of their different breakdowns, everybody lives in all of the realms. Some are just more prevalent in some realms than others. But you do have, like Brian was mentioning, for the elves, you have the Domhain enclave of the Adneth Deepkin. There's also an Ion Rack enclave that lived there. The Lofnir Lodge for the Duarden lived there. Large numbers of magma droths, and they're often paid to march to war alongside the ogres. Because also in the realm you have gargants, you have great worms, you got grots. You got ogres. I'm not even going to mention who's most prevalent here.
The greatest army ever.
You have the Sankrit, which is a reptilian race with a small empire on the northern edge of the Sea of Bones.
And this one's brilliant because I had never heard of this, and I just looked it up when I saw the name because I was like, "Ooh, reptilian race! What we getting here?" The only reference that they have is in a book. Their appearance is only described by having clawed knuckles, for one. So that's all we really know about them. That and Hamilcar Bear Eater used them as snacks.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'm like, cool, we've got a sweet new race coming in here. A full thing. What have we done? Salted meat rations. Thanks. Thanks, buddy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
There's some soul-blight vampires. The Avengori dynasty that dwells in the Saskatchewan Dunes. But I think first and foremost, you have to kind of admit that the prevalent race in the realm of Gurr would be the Oryx.
Yeah.
Every flavor available. So this is where they call home.
It's the big party house.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
And when you look in the Ironjaw's book, it even talks about how a lot of their stuff they're doing is to bring back the essence of Gurr to Gurr. So when they're out raiding other realms, they're trying to bring back little shreds, because they still have that thing, along with the bone splitters, who believe that, the beasts have chunks of Gurr in them, so they got to bring them back. So they have a reason for living here.
So would Gurr be like the best of all the realms, since Orcs is the best?
It would stand to logical reason.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
Gurr is the best.
Gurr
If A
is
equals
the
B
best.
and B equals C, then A equals C.
All right, then.
So Gurr must be the best realm.
Suck on that, Sigmar.
So as far, in the background section, you kind of can picture Gurr as just this bestial primal. These people don't care about building large cities and establishing trade routes with other realms and what have you. Now, of course, the different cities are going to have their different goals and all that stuff. But by and large, when you live in a land that wants to eat you pretty much constantly, your number one concern is surviving until tomorrow. And so that's why these more primitive and intellectually challenged races live here.
What?
What?
Well, even the humans and stuff tend to be more nomadic and whatnot, because it's just hard to have anything permanent.
Yeah, I like the story about the Vermintide nomads, those guys that ride the great worms.
Oh, yeah.
The nomads that ride the worms. That was really cool. They just ride them across the steppes and see where they end up.
And that was described in Spirit of Shadow, one of those worm cities.
Yeah.
And it's not even just the city that's on top. There's a nomad caravan running around it. There's hunters everywhere in this realm. Because that's what you got to do to survive. I do like that even in the core rulebook, it mentions about one of the hunting tribes, why salt is so prevalent and so valuable to keep this meat alive. Oh, not alive, but fresh.
Yeah.
To keep it fresh.
You could just not kill the animal.
Yeah.
That would keep the meat alive as well.
It seems really dangerous in this realm, though.
Yeah. Nagash, could you help me out here?
And when they've got different tribes helping them or different beasts helping them, sometimes it just doesn't make it to the realm gate because everybody's hungry. And so, sometimes whatever you're taking just doesn't make it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how demoralizing must that be? You've taken on this gigantic beast, you've slain it, you've got the meat, you've packed up your caravan, and then on comes an ogre and just eats it all.
Yeah.
You open up the back of the van and there's just a really fat ogre in there.
I was going to sell that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got a little lamb bone.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got any more of that?
Yeah.
That was good. I'm going to hang out with you guys. That's kind of the overview of the realm. It's a pretty bestial place. When even the land, like it even talks about how the rivers they're all rapids. There's no gently flowing, lazy streams. It's all trying to cut a hole through the realm. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of bestial. So we should probably move on to more
The mechanical
portions.
Yeah.
Let me close the lore book. There we go. Okay, we're done. Move on to the gaming aids, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For this. So where do we want to start? Let's put a little bit of
Well,
We should probably start with the realm rules.
Yeah, the realm of battle rules. If you were to play in the realm of Gurr.
Yeah.
Gurr.
What
whatever.
happens?
So, one of the spells you get, that all wizards get when playing in the realm of Gurr, is Wild Form. Now, this is different from the Wizard's Wild Form from the Empire
Right.
Wizards list they get. This is going to give you +2 to your charge and run rolls, which I think is pretty tasty. You pick a unit, I believe it's within 12 inches, and casts on a 6?
5.
It's on a 5.
Ooh, a 5, yeah.
Which is great. Super easy to cast.
Yeah.
I think a lot of these realm spells are, so that you can get a bit of flavor in your game from it.
You know, if you're looking at that, you add maybe the cogs as well.
Oh, boy.
And then you're playing Iron Jaws, so you get additional bonuses. You could turn a foot Iron Jaws list almost back into what they used to be before
really
2.0
fast.
dropped. Yeah.
I mean, even Deepkin as well.
Oh, well,
You
yeah.
can just be zooming across.
Silly, dumb, fast.
Chaos.
Yeah.
There's a lot of very
Beastman.
fast chaos. Yeah, because
Strangely, right?
pretty
Beastman
much
from
everything with the gore rule has, or gore keyword has run and charge. They can run and charge.
Yep.
So really good there as well.
It's crazy when you look at those numbers that you could possibly be rolling for each of those.
Oh, that's brilliant. So the second rule that they have, most realms have a command ability, but Gurr is unique in this point, in which rather than a command ability that everybody gets, you actually get a beast.
Right. Monstrous Beast is the rule, which is one of the most controversial rules out there, but I also think it's one of the coolest. And the reason it's controversial is when you're looking at it from a tournament organizer's perspective and you have like 100 or 150 people playing at your event, now all of a sudden all those people have to bring at least one monster apiece. And since there's no points cap, the only stipulation is it has to have the monster keyword and not have the hero keyword.
Right.
Depending on the roll that you get on the table, if you're allowing that, which I would not in a massive tournament, each player could get an additional monster
so you can
on a
need
6.
2 free magma dragons.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem is like
2 free thunder tusks.
Well, that's it. I bring 2 magma dragons with me, and you bring 2 gargants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops. It's a little
That'll be
one-sided,
fun.
or I bring 2 Idols of Gork.
I mean, they're still random. They attack the closest thing. It makes it a little bit cagey if you need to get an objective on the other side of the field.
Yeah.
And you brought 2 magma dragons with you.
Yeah. Or potentially 4. That would make for a rough game.
It'd be a quick game.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you could have magma dragons in your actual army as well.
Yeah.
6 magma dragons.
Good Lord.
It'd be great.
It's still it's an interesting rule just because the way you set these beasts up, they're supposed to be unaligned. They don't care who they attack.
Right.
And they have to be 9 inches away from each other and 9 inches away from any models of any sort. There's a lot of random to it. You're not going to be able to really plan for that beast to do what you want.
Yeah.
But it's still the fact that you need a beast. Now, I've seen a lot of people that just say, go down to the dollar store and buy a bunch of plastic, dinosaurs and represent them with that. Use just a standard stat line from something and proxy in those things to make it work. But, a lot of people like the look of the real monsters.
Yeah. I mean, I think in most large events and stuff, they'll just ignore this or just won't use Gurr or whatever.
And you have a 100-table tournament.
Yeah.
It's unrealistic.
I think events like the more narrative events like Raw and things that create your monster, bring it in. And that could be super cool.
Absolutely.
I think you can also do incentives, run special paint events just for that monster, put a side game on with, King of Monsters, who could beat Godzilla.
That'd be cool.
Just a little after Saturday night thing, a little drinking game or whatever. But I agree. I don't think we're going to see this realm at a lot of events. We're going to be including it at Lost Souls, but we're going to take it on ourselves there's only going to be 4 tables. So maximum 10 monsters. And we're just going to paint them up ourselves. And have them set, hopefully fairly evenly on the board, ready for people to use. Which you can do when you're only talking 4 boards compared to 50.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and I think that's where this rule kind of shines, is the narrative kind of play where you agree, hey, bring an extra monster. Oh, okay, yeah, sure, we're going to do Gurr? Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, whereas, like you say, tournaments, it's not.
Well, and it can give you the opportunity to have a real centerpiece model. If you look at some armies like Fire Slayers, the Magma Droth is a decent sized kit, but it's not exactly Archeon, right? Or a Larial or something like that, or even like a Tree Lord.
It's no Dread Saurian.
Yeah, well, yeah. So yeah, you could take like a Magma Dragon.
Yeah.
And put it and have this huge, gorgeous centerpiece model in your Fire Slayer army. That'd be a lot of fun.
You know what I would do to ruin everything? I would buy a Smog.
Oh
That
my
huge
God.
model in it.
So Bill's required to provide the model for Lost Souls.
Bummer, I should have shut up.
Let's talk about some of the Realmscape features that can come up when playing in the Realm of Gurr. I just wrote down a couple of them. Obviously, if you roll a 1, nothing crazy. But the one that I really like is Primal Violence, where you roll every turn, every combat phase at the end of it, and if you roll a 6, you do another combat phase. Yeah, that speaks to the Iron Jaws player in me.
Just a little, you think?
Nothing wrong with a little extra smashing and bashing.
Oh my God. You think of like a Murder Host getting that, or like you said, Iron Jaws getting that.
Yeah.
That could be just devastating.
Nighthaunt.
Yeah.
They run over 10, or they charge in over 10, they get to go. They then get to go, and then they roll to 6, they get to go. 3 combats in one phase.
Brutal.
I wondered if in that next phase, your charge bonus wouldn't carry over, though. Like, the Seraphon that get a bonus on the charge. Would that still apply in the next combat, in that second combat phase?
Yeah, I would imagine so, because it's still the same turn.
That's
still
true. If you charge this turn. Yeah, okay, I got you.
Maybe, right?
I'm not looking for a rules interpretation. I just wondered.
Yeah, it's the same combat phase. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you carry out that the combat phase again. Yeah. So that says to me that you would be just in the exact same one.
So if you used the WOG and a War Chanter buff, it would still be with you. It'd
still apply, because it says that turn, if you charge that turn, or for the duration of this turn, it does this. So those would all apply.
Ooh, interesting. And then the other two that I wrote down is Beast of Gurr, which is at the beginning of the game, I'm assuming. You have a roll-off with your opponent, and whoever wins the roll-off gets an additional monster.
Yay!
So I wrote, benefit is more monsters. And then the one below that is Territory of Beasts, where each player just gets an additional monster. So I wrote more monsters. So
good
double
notes.
the fun.
Yeah.
Good notes.
Yeah, the other ones are a little bit more random, but it's all about aggression. That's really what it's about. It's about getting in, getting combats done, fighting things.
Yeah.
One of them, number 2, the Hungering Animus, as it's called, just reminds me of the Great Maw from 8th edition, from the background of the ogres. Pick a point, and it opens up and eats you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Eats everything around it.
Yeah.
Which is nice. All right.
So those are kind of the features that when you're playing a game in the Realm of Beasts, you're going to encounter.
We'll talk about if you choose to have your army come from the Realm of Gurr, some benefits you can get. So I started off with some of the spells, the realm spells that you can pick for your wizards.
They have spells there? They have wizards there? I didn't think they were smart enough.
Oh, yeah. So I wrote down some ones that I really like. Bestial Spirit is a spell that allows you, it does D3 mortal wounds, which is pretty standard for an offensive spell. But if you roll a 5 or a 6 on the D3 and do 3 mortal wounds, it also gives a -1 to the bravery characteristic of the unit you targeted. So one thing that I've noticed in 2.0 is stuff will say to the bravery characteristic and not the battle shock
Not
test.
a battle shock roll.
And that is key because there's some other stuff we can talk about in here that could potentially change that.
Well, and that's big for a lot of the mechanics in the game that are based off of your bravery, not your roll.
Right.
So
right. Another one is Impenetrable Hide. It's the wizard casts it on himself, and he gets to reroll failed save rolls for the caster. So this can be really good for those wizards out there that are actually like melee monsters. Some of the Stormcast guys are pretty strong in combat. You could cast this on Manfred, maybe, or Archeon, even. Yeah. Stuff like that.
The one that scares me is the next one.
Which one do you have? Yeah, so Cower is, you cast it on a monster. It's within 12 inches, I believe. and you roll 2d6, compare it to the monster's bravery characteristic, which is where it gets important. And if you beat it, that monster cannot charge in the next, in your opponent's next charge phase.
Mm-hmm.
So that can be pretty strong
Yeah,
because it's just monsters. So that could be Archeon. That could be Alariel.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to have really
Anything
high
with the
bravery
monster
characteristics,
keywords,
but
Every so often you're going to roll that 11 or 12.
right. But you could also hit them
drop
with
the bravery.
Yeah.
You know.
tick away. You know, every time you bring that number down, it helps a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, when your opponent can't charge with his big nasty, Stonehorn or Maw Crusher or
Dread
something like
Saurian
that.
or something.
Yeah.
Something that's just going to ruin your day.
Yeah, exactly. And the bravery on a Maw Crusher, I think, is only an 8. So you hit him with 1 or 2 -1s, and all of a sudden, that's a pretty rough roll. And then the last one I wanted to bring up was Primal Hunter, and you get to pick a hero. And that hero gets to reroll failed hit and charge rolls.
And the key here is it's until your next hero phase.
Yeah.
So that could be something the Iron Jaws who have that. Yeah, that thing that most of their buffs only work during their turn.
Mm-hmm.
So this could extend that a little bit.
Cast that on a foot boss. Give him a couple bonuses to hit from his cheerleading squad and throw the Sword of Judgment on him. Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I think it gives your opponent something else to think about, right? Do they want to take the first turn and come and attack you the next battle round, or do they take the second turn in there and allow you to continue to reroll your hits?
Yeah, that's
against
true.
them?
Yeah. And I also just realized that I said throw the Sword of Judgment on him, and you just picked the Realm of Beasts, which doesn't have the Sword of Judgment. So I take that back. But we will get into some of the weapons.
So the spells are where you're fighting. The weapons and artifacts are where you're from.
Where you're from.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
Yeah. I like how you didn't pick the two that I like.
Really? I thought the Amber Spear and Flockadoom were a little situational. They could be good, but, it's the stars align kind of thing.
I like them because I used to play Shadow of the Horned Rat.
Oh, yeah.
The best wizard. Used to throw them out there.
Yeah.
They're kind of situational, but I think it's things like that where they're hinting back at
old spells.
And a bit of nostalgia factor comes into play.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Talk about some weapons of Gurr. So some of these are kind of weird, but some of them are also really good. One of them that I like is Rockjaws, just because it gives a ranged attack to someone that otherwise might not, and it does mortal wounds, but it doesn't count as a shooting attack, so it doesn't suffer from penalties to try to snipe or anything like that. And D3 mortal wounds, just to chuck it out there, can be pretty good. It's not once per game, so every shooting phase you can...
Yeah.
And it's got a fairly short range, 8 inches, but you can run.
Yeah.
So it's really 8 inch plus D6 compared to a normal shooting attack as well.
Yeah. So. And you put it on something like a Maw Crusher, who already has like a fairly nasty but short range attack with the inner bursting bellow. You stack them both, that could kill a fairly decent character. You take a Frost Lord not on a Stonehorn, but you could put it on what's the other one? Thunder Tusk. Yeah. And now you have 2 shooting attacks and mortal wounds.
Nice.
Yeah, that could be scary. Another is on Rahir's Claw. This is if you roll a 6 to wound, it does an additional 2 damage.
Yeah, so pick a weapon, and on a 6+, it does 2 damage extra.
Right. So this is really good if your army has the ability to boost to wound rolls. And there's some armies out there that do, like the Wizened Wild Form spell from from Collegiate Arcanum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the characters that have an ability that generates on a 6+, in addition to this, is also where it could be at. Where maybe they get extra rend on a 6+.
Yeah.
And then suddenly that rend is allowing you to go through and do even more damage.
Right.
On there. So it's a force multiplier.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then the last one that I wanted to talk about, which I think is the real obvious standout, is the Amber Glaive. It adds 1 to the range and adds 1 to
melee range.
Yeah, melee range. Yeah. You pick a melee weapon, it gives you an additional inch of reach and +1 to hit.
And that can be huge when you're looking at stuff stacked up around you.
Yeah.
Might be nice to get that one guy who thinks he's safe in the back.
Well, it's even a defensive type, You set your character behind a unit. They think, they look at the model and they go, that model has a 2-inch reach or an inch reach. They can't reach over here. You still come in within 3, you pile in and suddenly smack them. They're like,
I didn't know you could do that.
And I've noticed, a shift for a lot of things will say like on an unmodified hit roll of a 6, but there's still some stuff out there that does some stuff on a hit roll of 6+. So the natural +1 from the weapon is going to trigger that on a 5-up.
Yep.
So that's...
I kind of like the blade of carving, and it's super situational, but when you have that weapon that does its thing, if it wounds, what the blade of carving allows you to do is if the hit roll for an attack is a 6 or better, the wound roll is automatically passed.
Right.
So, and when you roll like I do, that can be huge, especially when you have those effects that happen only if you wound. So I like that one, but it is very situational.
Well, it's like the claw attack, right? Your brute.
Yeah, exactly.
But imagine that now on your mega boss with a couple of pluses to hit.
Yeah, because his damage is 2 already. Jump up to 4 every time you roll a 6 to wound. That's
could be nice.
Pretty good. So it'd be great for clearing out cheap hordes of stuff. Unfortunately, in this edition, that usually means those cheap hordes just come right back again.
Just going to be right back.
And then on the other chart, we got the relics of Gurr. Or is there any other weapons that really stand out to you, I guess? No.
Not really. +1 attack.
Yeah. Some of them are formulas. Every chart has the same.
Yeah.
This one does +1 to this. This one does.
I suppose the Stonehorn blade isn't bad at all if you have something that does damage anyway.
Right.
Just to get that, how many times have you attacked something and left it on 1 wound?
Mm-hmm.
So the Stonehorn blade,
Negash.
Negash.
Twice. Star Drakes.
Yeah. Whatever. All right.
Rub salt in that wound.
Move on.
Ooh, it's salt again.
But yeah, so
Straight from Gurr.
straight.
It's that A-grade KO salt.
What do we call it? Randy Rock?
Yeah, Randy. There you go.
He is going to hate us for that.
Yes, he is.
But anyway, so you pick a weapon. So you pick one that's generally going to do the damage. If it does some damage to anybody, then on a 5+, you get to pick an enemy unit within 3 inches, and that takes D3 moral wins.
Yeah, I liked it, but it's the 5-up. Maybe if it was a 4-up.
Yeah, that 5-up is kind
50-50 shot of just... Because it's kind of like there's just no trading with some people from Quadrant Overlords. You hit somebody and then...
Worse.
Slightly, but you can use it every time. Whereas that footnote is a once per game ability. So some armies generate mortal wounds like it's their job. And then some armies kind of struggle to get them out there. And so an item like that can help sometimes to really help close that gap on the mortal wound output. So, it's definitely something to try, especially with a character that's going to be in combat as much as possible. So Because you would do it on your turn, then your opponent's turn, then your turn, then your opponent's turn. Correct?
But it's at the end of the phase. So at the same time, that one relies on you being alive for that long. However, there's the Gargant Bone Dice in the relics.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We're not to the relics yet. You wanted to...
I was trying to segue.
Oh, okay. Well, then segue away there. Mall cop.
I think it's pronounced Sedgway.
Sedgway. So, the Gargant Bone Dice.
So it does the same thing, pretty much, but it does it better.
Right.
But it's once per game. So once per game, in your hero phase, declare that the bearer will roll the Gargant Bone Dice. If you do so, roll 3 dice for each 5+. Each enemy unit within 6 inches of the bearer suffers a D3 moral wins. So I figure you throw something out there that's doing damage anyway, get surrounded, and then just pop that, and hopefully you can roll a 5+.
Yeah, or a couple.
Yeah.
And it's each enemy unit within 6, so if you're in the middle of a scrum, it could get really nasty tossing out mortal wounds.
Absolutely. Yeah, I had that one written down as fun and potentially really good.
It's got potential. It's super swingy, and it's once per game.
Now, I wonder if stuff like that is the reason why they kind of modified what fate dice can be used for, or more importantly, the Star Priest from the Seraphon. It was the one that gave you a bucket load of rerolls potentially.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
You take Gargant dice, and then you just run teleport and then charge in.
Yeah.
And then go, okay, roll. Oh, look, they're all 5s.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yeah.
How cute.
3d3 wounds to
Mortal wounds to
every
all your
base.
units within 6 inches. Yeah, that would be pretty
That could be
heinous.
ugly.
So
Maybe. Yeah.
some others that I wrote down was Griff Feather Charm. It gives you a -1 to be hit and +1 inch to your movement. And pretty much anytime you can take something that makes you harder to hit and gives you movement, even just an inch. The ladies will know what I'm talking about. That it's always a good thing, right? Like, you know. So
there goes the PG.
I don't know what you're talking about, Will. So I like that one. And then the Shard Fist Pelt. Good Lord.
Yeah.
I wrote like Charles Schultz over here. It's basically like the armor of Gork. It's the exact same thing as the armor of Gork out of the Iron Jaws. And I mean, it's not quite as strong now because of how Mystic Shield changed.
Yeah.
But I think it's still useful. You know,
really nice. You know, shooting seems to be taking a little bit of a step back. I don't know if that's 100% true, but no longer do you need a mirror shield on your Star Drake. So,
yeah.
not only can you bounce wounds every time you roll a 1 and then bounce them back on that when you do the save, now with Staunch Defender,
Lantern Bro,
you know, you could be doing them on 4+.
Well, okay, so read the item to me real quick.
Each time you make a save roll of 6+ for the bearer in the combat phase, the attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound after all its attacks have been made.
So it does say the combat phase, just like the armor of Gork. So you won't bounce shooting, but you could definitely get stuck in a combat just fine.
You're like, hit me. And now people can't not hit you.
Right.
So you're like, come on, hit me. And they're like, no, you're going to be bouncing these. Hit me.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to.
I want my safe word. No.
Yeah, so actually a Star Drake, Staunch Defender, and then a Lantern guy puts him at a 1-up, and then you cast Mystic Shield on him.
Rerolling ones. And
then every time you roll a 4-up, assuming it's against something that doesn't have a rend.
He rerolls ones anyway.
Oh, yeah, because why wouldn't you, really?
Why wouldn't
right?
they?
Like,
Have them there. No need for Mystic Shield. That'd be a wizard. Oh, wait a minute. We have them as well. Doesn't matter. But you're doing... so you could do 2 wins. So you could do... You roll a 1, you reroll it, you save it. So there's 1 more win from that
there's a
ability.
mortal win from that.
But then if it was a 4+, it's
you
another
would do
mortal
the
win.
win from that.
Cool.
You could just be bouncing more... Well... And the other one's everybody in 3, so you're just bouncing more wins all over. There's a reason that I would no longer play with Star Drake.
Why? What is the reason?
Because I sold him.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's the reason.
Stormcaster, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming around.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm going to put a star next to that one.
No, but I have a wash brush.
Is there any other relics that stand out to you?
No, the rest are kind of boilerplate.
Yeah.
You know, reroll save rolls a 1. That one, the Drake Forged plate, it's kind of a weird wording. You reroll save rolls of 1 for the bearer against attacks that have a random damage characteristic. So if the guy's coming in with D3 damage, you can reroll once. But if he has 2 or 1...
Yeah, you just take it to the face.
So if Dirtha hits you with full wins, you don't get to reroll ones. If he hits you once he's taken a couple of wins and goes to that D6, reroll away.
Rerolling, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
The monster one, Beast Caller's Bones, is kind of cool, but it's never going to happen. So, or it's unlikely to happen. It's very situational. So I don't think you'll see that. I actually kind of like that it's the weapons in Gurr that are better, or that you're more likely to see, because it's all about attacking. Everything attacks. So in Gurr, you want to be attacking rather than hiding behind a pelt.
Right.
It's probably not going to save you for much. So
no. And I also wanted to talk about the one endless spell that is specific to the realm of Gurr, and that would be Ravenik's Gnashing Jaws. So this one's really cool. And in the Malign Sorcery book, there's like a whole page write-up of this thing, and it's actually really cool. It talks about how different races believe that it's a portal to different things. So greenskins believe it is the dismembered stomach of Gorkamorka, and so everything that's eaten by it just goes straight into Gorkamorka's belly. There's some other people that believe that, well, it turns out that Ravenik is actually some massive potential god beast thing that I believe Sigmar trapped in a under a mountain. He buried it with a mountain. And now it's grown so large that it's like completely filled that space.
Wow.
It's
And
kinda
it was reawoken by chaos cultists who go in there and just chuck bodies in, thinking that it'll give them power. You know, because chaos cultists are crazy.
Sure, a little.
But yeah, so some of the descriptions in here that it gives of it, the way it like chomps through people, you know, like armors like paper, and then it leaves a trail of twitching as the jaws go about their work. Bloody hunks of flesh and bone are sent outwards in a gory shower. You know, it's just, yeah, it's crazy.
It's that whole, we all love the bolter porn or the crossbow porn.
Right.
So,
But it is another one of those spells that when it hits a unit, or well, any unit that it moves around or over within an inch of it, they take D3 mortal wounds and -1 to their bravery characteristic.
yeah.
So,
Well, then
So it's
the spells
another
do that.
method
They
of,
have that dual
Yeah.
purpose of some negative to a characteristic and also
a little bit of damage.
a little bit, or a
or
lot
sometimes,
of damage.
sometimes it's pretty
Yeah.
nasty. In the case of, I think, like the Purple Sun does like D6 or something like that. But also, it moves 12 and it flies. But if you are in the realm of Gurr, it moves 12 plus D6, which is fairly quick. It's a huge model, though. I don't think a lot of the pictures of it don't quite do it justice, I feel like.
I saw it at the local Warhammer store the last time we recorded, and it is huge. Like, I thought that you could do it when I first saw it. I'm like, oh, you can make a really cool conversion for like a burning maw crusher. I was like, you could just put that on the front. Yeah, you could, but it would be on the body of the maw crusher, not the head. The head would be tiny and sticking, be like aliens with the little maw crusher's head sticking out between the jaws.
Oh,
On
yeah.
there.
Actually, there's a great picture just right at the beginning of it going up against a Purple Sun. And it is almost comparable in size to the Purple Sun. And the Purple Sun is by far like the largest magic kit so far. Endless spell. What about if you put it on the head of a Stonehorn? You think you
It'd
could
still be too big.
way too big?
I mean, it could look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'd have to cut the jaw off and maybe shrink.
yeah, you'd
Shrink
have
it
to
down
do a
or-
lot of work on the
Yeah.
body.
But it is massive. It's probably the width of the Stonehorn shoulders is how wide it is.
Yeah.
So Bill had one as well. And
Yeah,
they're
it's huge.
about the size of your fist.
Trying to think of,
They're bigger than my fist.
good Lord, trying to think of like a bigger monster that might make a cool headpiece for.
It'd have to
The
be
Chaos
huge.
War Mammoth, if you're lucky enough to have
Yeah.
one of them, might be big enough because that's a huge chunk. I think it would even look silly on the Dread Saurian.
No, it
Wow.
wouldn't. That would be, the neck isn't even anywhere near big enough to hold that thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You could use it as a headpiece for a converted Idol of Gork, maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be-
Yeah, definitely. Just take
Yeah.
the top half and
Yeah.
put it on. That'd be super. That could work. I think if you split it up, you could do a lot more with it. I think as it is, massive.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
pretty big. I mean, because the Purple Sun is like the size of a tennis ball,
Yeah, give or
or
take.
maybe like even a softball, damn near.
Yeah,
Like one
it's
of those
actually
kids'
bigger.
Kong toys for your dog.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Huh.
Bill's got it over here.
Bill's got it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just chilling with it."
That's the Purple Sun.
Yeah, that's like the size of a
So
big-
it's a tennis ball.
Or like a cricket ball, for people that are
Get
listening.
out of here. All right.
They
We're
don't know
talking
what
about
baseball is.
real sports here.
Crickets, those are the small
That's
creatures
the
that
size
make
of
noises.
like a baseball.
Yeah.
Can you throw it like? No.
Not with these damn
Sure.
spikes.
You know what? Yeah, your curve is going to be a little weird.
Yeah. Good Lord, that thing is huge.
Yeah, it is.
I've not even opened my endless spells yet.
I opened mine and looked at it and took the malign sorcery book out, and that was it.
Yeah, I took the book out, but they're still in the bag.
Jeez.
I have to build the Geminids. I think I'm bringing the Geminids to Nova.
You should bring cogs.
I'm bringing one of them. I thought the cogs would be kind of a...
They're
A
strong.
great thing to have.
They're very
with your-
strong, but
your
it's a
Nurgle.
narrative game, so...
Yeah, it could be the cogs from your ship that have fallen down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. I got a narrative reason.
There you go.
Heck yeah.
Portals.
Nurgle's going to be in your
Portals,
face.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty much our wrap up of the realm of Gurr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's one of the lighter realms. It's not been touched on as much as some of them. I think as we go through these realms and build up to one of the bigger ones, that's had a lot going on it. We'll
Yeah, we might even have to do like Heish and Olgu in the same episode or something, because there's like so little
Yeah.
on those two. But then
They are
you look
very-
at, obviously, like the Realm of Death, massive.
The Realm of
ton-
Death is a bumper show
Yeah.
on that one.
Realm of Life is
Um,
also pretty meaty.
Yeah,
Fire.
there's the three big ones: Fire, Life, and Death.
Yeah.
Have all had a lot.
Actually, metal quite a bit too, because
Yeah,
there was a
some
huge,
on-
there's like a whole end times, or not end
the
times,
Realm
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 Wars
of Battle
book,
book.
yeah.
on it.
Which you
Or-
can now pick up in an omnibus.
Yeah. So those four, pretty big. And then Beasts. Not a lot on Azir. Not that it matters. It's where all the scaredy cats go.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Not a lot on the Chaos Realm.
Yeah.
Not yet, no.
And then, what are we missing?
Oh, the little pseudo pocket realms and
Pocket
stuff, like where
realms and-
Slaanesh is. And there's, Shadespire is
Yeah.
a little pocket realm. Things like that, It'd be interesting. But we'll knock out all the big 8
Yeah.
Yeah.
first, and then,
Then we'll pop over to Chaos.
yeah. So,
Let's go.
Yeah.
That works. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have any feedback, let us know.
definitely.
Because obviously we're doing this to give you guys a little insight. If you
Yeah.
haven't read the books, if you're not that inclined, the background from Bill, and then some rules from us. It's pretty much how it's going to go down. But
yeah.
if you have any feedback, let us know so we can make this section better. Because I think we do want to go through all 8 realms.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then
at
more
least.
beyond that,
Yeah.
too. So, kind of make the realm of lore back to lore again.
Lore
Yeah.
again, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Who
we
knew?
didn't even get to touch on the book that I read, the Callus and Tall, Silver Blade.
well, me and
Yeah.
Bill haven't read it. So.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, so if you could read it, that'd be great.
Well,
At
actually,
least listen to it.
there's
For
an
our book
audio
review
version, so
section.
yeah.
And it's on Audible. What
Yeah.
frustrates me is with the Age of Sigmar stuff that's on Audible, it's very pick and choose what's actually on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Soul Wars isn't on there,
No, you have to buy that direct from Black
yeah.
Library, yeah.
and some of the Realm Gate stuff is, some of it's not.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of short stories, but
That's why I just use the Black Library app.
yeah, I know, but
Buy it all through
I
there.
have
I know
a
you
bunch
get
of
free
Audible
books through
credits.
Audible and blah, blah, and all that nonsense, but I don't know. I use the Black Library app.
I've also used them for the Realm Gate Wars ones, actually. So
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
I'll jump back in it.
Speaking of that, if there's anybody from, old BL that listens, maybe finish the Realm Gate War books on audio. That would be really nice, because
It'd be super cool.
I'd like to listen to all of it.
How many's left?
There's like another 3 or 4 that they didn't do.
Yeah,
So-
that'd be nice. 'Cause
Yeah.
the Manfred stuff was pretty cool.
I love the audio drama series
Yeah.
with Manfred.
Mhm.
That was definitely worth it. And maybe bring the price down just a tiny bit. Because I want to get through the Horus Heresy. The only way I can really do it is the audio. But dropping like $42 a book is like, ugh.
That's why you want to go with Audible for that.
Yeah.
Oh, for the
For
Horus
sure.
Heresy.
$15 a month, you can listen to an Audible book, get a credit, get a Horus Heresy book, and listen to that for like 47 hours during your month, and then
Yeah.
get the next one.
Yep. It's truth.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do it that way.
I think it's pick and choose, right? Where the best place to get the stuff is, where you can listen to it, and I think listening to books is the way forward.
It really,
Yeah.
for me, with all the stuff I have to do at work, I can't really, can't afford the time there even on a lunch hour. And at home, it seems like everything caves in on you. So in the car is really the only time I get to listen to books
Yeah,
anymore.
Why don't you read a book while you drive?
I probably should, huh?
I see
I-
people who do it.
I do too.
It's like,
just the
holy
Family
cow.
Guy thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't you watch movies while you drive?
That's different, Ryan. Let's not bring that up. Or people might be
Those,
listening.
those Japanese ones with subtitles that you have to read very intently.
It's the only way I can watch them, all right?
I don't like the dubs.
I don't like the dubs.
Wow.
Well, on that bombshell, are we done?
I think we're done.
52?
I think we're done with 52.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for sticking around. And yeah, I think we'll call it done.
If you would like to get a hold of us, you can reach us at our email address, which is rollingbadpodcast@gmail.com. We have a Twitter account for the podcast, and it is @rolling_bad. We also have a Facebook page, so just search Facebook for Rolling Bad. We have a Patreon page, and that is at www.patreon.com/rollingbadpodcast, all one word. You can reach us at our individual Twitter accounts. Elric is at Elric Edge, and I am at Bill Costello, Castello. All of our guest hosts and any other products or places that we mentioned during the show will have their addresses listed in the show notes.
You all right there, buddy?
Yeah, I was holding that back the whole time. And it was getting a little painful.
There's no pictures.
God.
I can't read.
How do I get... Man. Okay, anyway. Beep. Oh, it's self-editing Ryan.
Oh, no, that was the beep, so that you know edit that part out.
Well, I mean, if we're going to edit this album.
Oh, great. Crunchies.
This is for episode 2 of Garage Hammer White Tech. Oh, no.
That's staying
I
in.
still remember it. Remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, really.
By the way, I'm supposed to kick you in the ding-dong.
Why?
Because Dave said...
To kick me in the ding-dong.
That's right. So,
Fair enough.
over that comment, so... And I said, yes, sir, because I do what the Podfather says.
The pod.
Anyway, basically, if you find yourself in the realm of thunder,
Yeah,
because
really.
it's storming here,
Gorka is not happy with us right now.
I thought it was Sigmar.
we better pick
Why
it
don't you
up.
do in the realm of Azir? Because nobody cares, clown.
Yeah.
No one gets to fight there.
Yeah.
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 Except they're scaving all over the place. Might want to do something about that.
So
Giving her
who
everywhere.
freed Nagash? Yeah, that would be you. Okay. Anyway.
You called
Don't
him
hear.
Brian.
That's fine.
Did I call you Brian?
Yeah, you called him Brian.
Anyway, like Brian said.
I was like, what?
I get called Brian all the time.
Brian the
Oh,
Red.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's my father's name, actually.
Really?
Oh,
See?
fair enough. All right.
All right.
So is your son's name just going to be Ian?
Ian.
Jan.
Ian.
Jan. He's just
Brian, Ryan, Jan, Ann.
yeah.
N.
And then
Yeah.
pretty soon you're going to have a kid named
Wow.
He'll be a rapper.
Oh, man, I had so many horribly offensive jokes. Get ready to pop.
Okay,
in my
let's
head.
not.
Yep.
So anyway, for the Duarden, you have the Lofner Lodge of Fire Slayers. So that'll just start wrapping up the new dawn.
Yeah, really good.
Thanks, David.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Whitek.
Whitech taught me everything I know.
About podcasting. Don't edit and eat while you're recording.
What was
All
it?
right.
Elric was here early.
That's true.
Yeah.
But then we
They're like
for
a-
an hour.
I can't help it. You guys want to go smoke like 10 cigarettes at once.
That's me. My memory's a little
Your
bit tilted.
protestations fall on deaf ears.
Technology 1. Podcaster 0.
Yeah.
Stormcast are cool.